Nice.
That's awesome. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, whatever.
Let's freaking do it. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for clicking on the video. This is the episode 1 for the Boardwalk Music Scene series. We're super psyched to have you here. Our first guest that we're starting out with is the very, very humble Alpine Loop. Say hello, guys.
What's up, guys?
What's up? And it just so happens to be a conflict of interest with this one because I happen to play an Alpine Loop, and I thought for the first episode, why not bring in my own band? Because it's easier that way, you know, less taxing on the nerves and stuff like that. So why the H not? I mean, I'm pretty comfortable with these guys after a couple years of being with them, right?
I guess.
Especially this guy, because he's my brother. So yeah, but let's go ahead and introduce everybody. So I'm Logan, and I'll be hosting this podcast / YouTube channel here. I'm hoping to do about 10 episodes a season and then kind of split it up that way. And for now, we're just using this camera audio, but in the future, we'll be having some microphones in here and getting a little more high tech. So hopefully that happens soon. Let's go ahead and just go through and have everyone like introduce yourselves and like say what you guys play in the band.
Did you already say yours?
I'm Logan, so I'm the drummer in Alpine Loop.
I sing and I play rhythm guitar. I'm Travis. Sorry. I'm Travis Casper.
Your name's not Sing?
Oh, no. I am Sing.
You are Sing.
Sorry, no racial
No
jokes.
Asian jokes in here. Come on.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm Max. I'm a lead guitarist and backup vocals.
And I'm Shane. I play bass in Alpine Loop.
Dude, I've got an important question for Max, though.
All right.
What is the actual size of your gauges you got, man?
Oh,
How big are those things?
They are 3/4 of an inch.
Can we like see them? Can you get up closer to the camera and
Wait.
just show them off?
Do you want to tell the actual story of it, or you don't?
Yeah, I
have
wanna
to,
hear
if
the
you want
story.
to. You don't have to actually tell the story, but
They'll be a little bigger too. So
How much bigger?
a little bit bigger, not too much.
Like an inch bigger? Is
Not
that
an
a little
inch, not an
bit?
inch bigger than this. I'm trying to get to about an inch in size. So
Dude, I
maybe
think
about
you've
a-
got
I've been
this
trying to get to about an inch in size.
Yeah,
for
well,
years.
it's
With something
that's.
else, yeah.
I'm with you on that one. We're close. We're
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I've got all the inches I need, right?
Alright,
2
alright.
centimeters.
Cool. Well, let's go ahead and just like talk about like what we've been doing with Alpine Loop. For those of you that don't know, we released an album in March of this year, and it's really killing it. I mean, you know, comparatively, we have like
We feel good about it.
We feel good about it. We have like over 100 Spotify monthly listeners, which for us is a big thing. You know, we've been working hard lately to promote it. Some of these new guys to come in, Max and Shane, joined us this year, and they've been helping a lot to make that happen. But I was just wondering if Travis, you helped us record the album. Like, what thoughts do you have about it? Anything you want to say about the album?
Well, I mean, it's definitely pop punk, but it has a lot of roots in like early 2000s pop punk, kind of the style of music that we all grew up with. I mean, as far as, yeah, I guess that's kind of where we were trying to go to, is bring in modern pop punk sound mixed with our roots as musicians and as music listeners.
So, like, what are some examples of your roots, of the band's roots?
I mean, obviously all the classics: Blink-182, Newfound Glory, Movie Life, Zebrahead.
Zebrahead, yeah. So if you like those styles of bands, then the album is definitely for you. There's how many songs? 11 songs, right?
10.
10 now. Okay, we cut a song. So
Cut a song.
10 songs. The single off the album that you guys we made a music video for, is called All the Same, which is also, you can find down below in the description. You know, that, like I said, that was earlier in the year, so we've got a lot of new stuff we're working on, so we're going to talk about that in a second. But
Let me hang on.
Go
Let
ahead.
me interrupt. So we've been kind of a band for years now, but we've never really like took it seriously, and so we released an EP like 4.5 years ago. So this album was kind of just like, we didn't write the songs as an album. This is the accumulation of all of our songs over the past 4 years
5
since
years, yeah.
our EP came out. We've been playing some of these songs live for that long. And there was a couple new ones we threw on right there at the end.
Right.
But yeah, that's why we were so excited to get it out, because a lot of like people, our fans who have seen us in concerts over the years, have heard all these songs a bunch of times but never actually got to sit down with it and listen to it.
Never heard them recorded.
Yeah, and learn all the lyrics and all that stuff.
Sure. What are you guys' favorite songs off the album? Shane, what about you?
I would say probably Fire Escape. I love that song.
Yeah.
It's a good one to rock out to.
Yeah, dude.
I gotta go with Taken, personally.
Classic.
Dude, that was one of the ones that was thrown on at the very end, just out of nowhere.
We almost cut that song.
We almost cut it.
I'm glad we did.
Now it's like a fan favorite. That's the one we got played on Aussie radio.
Yeah, and we started our last concert with that one.
Yes, we did. What's your favorite, Trev?
Probably All the Same or Last Man Standing.
Okay. Yeah, I like All the Same and Hollow Man. So if you're going to go check out a couple songs on the album, those are some good ones to start with.
It's
to
just
get you
Hollow
into
now.
It's called Hollow.
Not Hollow Man anymore. Got rid of the man.
We changed it.
It's neutral, gender neutral.
You mentioned that we just played a show, right?
Yes.
Where was that? It was here.
Oh, it was right here.
It was right here.
Convenient.
Yeah, I mean, here at the Boardwalk, we love live bands, and that's what we're all about, is trying to help out the local music scene to grow and get bigger, and that's why we're doing the podcast. We just played, 2 Saturdays ago, just barely. It was great. We had a great turnout, so if you guys came to that, thank you. But is there any upcoming shows that we have planned? Just want you guys to talk about kind of the future of what we're doing with that.
As of right now, we have one possibly in December that's kind of up in the air with the whole pandemic and everything. And another option in January to go play in another state. So,
No
just
confirmed.
yeah, none confirmed. We're kind of just looking at the options. It's pretty hard to play in a safe environment at the moment.
I think all the local artists are feeling on that one. I mean, everybody knows it's been hard to do shows. Here at the Boardwalk, it's been super rough. As you guys know, we've had to postpone a bunch of shows, cancel shows. We had a few going on, but it just got to the point where we didn't think it would be safe to continue. Ours was the last show we actually did there.
Nice.
Hopefully we can freaking get that started back up soon and get that going. You said we're playing out of state, right? Where are we playing?
Well, if we decide to and everything, it'll be in Idaho, in Rexburg.
It's our first time out of the state, right? So
As a band.
As a band.
As a band.
No, the first time for any of us to leave the state.
I've
guys.
never left.
jeez, you're one of those guys, huh? I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
I have. We're good.
Well, Max, maybe you can tell us about the upcoming music for Alpine Loop. Talk about the EP, kind of the inspirations behind it, and what we're going for, just to get people psyched about what's coming.
Yeah. Well, I joined Alpine Loop back in, I believe, May, and I guess Travis and I kind of teamed up. We've kind of fronted the whole writing process, and this new EP does sound a bit different, a little bit heavier. We've got some metal influences and kind of like bands between like punk and metal influences was like Carousel Kings, Settle Your Scores. I've gotten a lot of inspiration from even bands like Periphery and different stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, maybe you can tell us a little bit about it too, but...
Well, I mean, we're trying to deliver the classic Alpine Loop sound that we know you guys, if you're watching this, we know you want to hear it. But also kind of, like, we all grew up kind of with slightly different musical backgrounds, even though pop punk was kind of the uniting factor here. Mm-hmm. And some of us had more metal influence, and so we kind of just wanted to bring in all of the influence and try to make something a little more unique, while still maintaining the Alpine Loop sound. And honestly, we wanted it to just be better, and wanted it to be a little more technical, guitar driven, and kind of just give it a more powerful sound while still keeping the pop punk upbeat vibes.
And we're definitely trying to get the production quality even better.
Definitely.
Try to add some more exciting some production to it, and then making sure we get it really well recorded and mixed and mastered. So just in every way, like you said, trying to make it better than what we made before. Shane, do you have any comments about that?
Yeah, just to touch on the recording part of it. Yeah, we're excited with like the stuff we have that we're experimenting with to get a better sound, and just like make it as best and heavy as possible, because definitely is like the direction we're going, and it's freaking gonna be killer at the shows. Definitely.
Yes. The show sound is a big part of a big influence, I would say. Like,
yeah, for sure.
we want people headbanging, but we also want people burning the place down and lighting it on fire.
Please don't burn my venue down, Travis. But we've already been playing one of our new heavy songs live, and I think people have liked it a lot.
Yeah,
it's definitely heavier. Get that double bass. And what guitar do you use for that one?
I use a 6-string Schecter Keith Merrill.
But we're going to be using the 7s in a bunch of the
right.
new
We're getting the 7 strings, busting those out. It's going to be heavy.
I have evolved it.
Yes, it has evolved.
Sick, cool. Well, let's just talk about real fast, how everybody got to be in this position. So all of us are musicians, outside of Alpine Loop as well. And I just kind of wanted to let you guys hear more about the people in the band and hear about their stories, so you can know them a little bit better as members of the community, and just so we can kind of expand the knowledge of people who are in our community, in the music community. So that's kind of the idea behind these podcasts a little bit, is so people watching can get to know the other members of the music community and be able to collab with them on whatever they want to do. So let's just go ahead and start on that side with Shane, and then kind of work our way over.
Yep. So I've been in bands like my entire life, and probably I started playing drums when I was 10 years old. So very early on, I had that rhythm down, and then I picked up guitar, bass, synthesizers, and all sorts of other stuff. But and so punk rock has always been my route, and early on, the first band I was ever in was a punk band with my brother as well too. So, and we were called Odd Punk Out, and but it was from Columbus, Ohio. So originally from there. And
I'm sure most of them have heard of it.
Yeah, of course, we're famous now.
How long have you been in Utah again, Shane?
Just a little over a year now.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been super awesome getting to know everybody and just being in this awesome band. Yeah.
What's your favorite part of Utah?
Mountains. I love mountains. It was so flat in Ohio. So yeah.
Dude, you even say it like a true Utahn, mountain. Instead of mountain.
Oh,
dude,
do I?
You've got it down.
That's good. You got to do
You're one of us.
You've blended in.
Yes.
One of us.
That's scary. Yeah,
That's scary.
That's about me.
A little bit.
Nothing too crazy.
All right, Max.
Well, I guess I was kind of a late bloomer to the whole music thing. My family never. No one's in my family really is musicians besides a few people, and I guess I kind of just discovered music as kind of something I could get into. I could kind of fit into a group of people that enjoyed that, and so when I was 15, I picked up my first guitar, and it's been a little over 7 years now, and I've just been chugging away at it, I guess. It's kind of become my whole life at this point.
Dude,
But-
just the picture of Max chugging away, like,
Yeah.
it's kind of a funny picture.
Yes.
But-
So how many hours do you practice, like, back then, like a week or a day, and how many like do you do now? Because if you guys listen to the new stuff, you're gonna know that Max absolutely shreds. I'm just like curious to know like how you got to that point.
Well, back when I was 15 and picked it up, I was pretty determined. I was never a big fan of going to school or anything, so
Who was?
I ended up sloughing a lot and playing guitar for about 8 hours a day for the first couple years.
8 hours, dude.
Yeah,
Exactly,
I was doing roughly 8 to 10 hours a
Like
day.
you literally like ate, slept, and played guitar, right? Like
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like.
I didn't do anything with friends.
The guitar was your
I
friend.
barely ate.
The guitar was his lover.
It
Oh,
pretty
God.
much, man. Still is one of them. But yeah, I used to play around 8 to 10 hours a day. As life goes on, you gotta work, you gotta do life. So now I try to get about 2 hours in every day, and listen to music every day just to learn by listening. And yeah,
Man, I wish I
About
could
it.
say at any point of my life I practice anything for 8 hours
Seriously.
a day. I don't
Might
think
actually
I
be
ever
good
did.
at something.
I might actually be good at drums.
Yeah. I guess I got into music when I was a young teenager. I actually got my first guitar around that same time, like 14 or 15, but I was like the exact opposite, where I got the guitar and just like left it in the corner of my room and didn't really start playing it for years later. But I was always like, from the time I was like 14, started going to screamo and punk and metal shows. That's like what got me through high school, is going to shows every weekend. And I always like had this dream of like I could be the one on the stage someday, and I still can't compare myself to most bands that I saw back then, but even the fact that there's anyone out in the crowd, I'm feeling pretty good about it. But yeah, I started taking it a little more seriously years later, and actually Alpine Loop is the first band I've ever been in. Started it right here with this guy. Me and Logan started it in our parents' basement, and it started with us just like learning a few cover songs, and then we started messing around with our own stuff. And then our other brother, Brian, ended up joining as bass player, and the three of us wrote some songs, played some shows, put out that EP years and years ago.
Had some good times.
Had a lot of good times, but it was always kind of more of just for fun.
Mhm.
And then once we released the album earlier this year and saw that people actually were into it, we decided to kind of take it more serious from then along.
Step it up a notch. Right.
So, been practicing more. We got some good stuff in the works.
For sure. Love that. Yeah, and Travis's story is really similar to mine. That at high school I got into that scene a lot and loved going to concerts. I remember the first concert I went to, this guy took me. It was a free concert for Alkaline Trio, which is like a...
wow.
Yeah, isn't that
That's cool.
awesome?
That is cool.
They're like a pop punk band. Would you say they're pop punk? I don't know.
Kind
They're
of.
kind of
Emo
punk,
pop
sure.
punk.
Yeah, I remember like I was probably like 14. I remember like going into the crowd and like everyone was moshing, and Travis and my cousin were just like sitting there with their arms out, like pushing people away so that I wouldn't get trampled on. Ever since then, I was hooked to it, man. I love going to concerts, local and bigger ones, and started playing drums when I was 14. I've been playing piano since I was little, and I like to do a little bit of everything. I like to sing and mix and record. Obviously, at the Boardwalk, that's one thing we do here. But with Alpine Loop, I've always just been the drummer, and that's been a lot of fun. I like being in the back and not having to be in the front and talking to the crowd. But yeah, like he said, he basically gave the introduction. We've been a band for about 5 years now, so that's kind of where my career's taken me. And I'm majoring in digital audio at UVU, so I'm trying to pursue that end of the mixing and the recording as much as I can, as well as the live music. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But it's been a good journey. Anybody else have any comments?
I don't think so.
We're all just happy to be here.
We are a lively crowd today, right?
Yeah. We should have done this earlier in the day when I still had caffeine in me.
Why don't you get more, man?
My bad.
What were you thinking? But yeah, let's go ahead and just wrap up here. I just want to ask Alpine Loop as a band, what do you think we can do to better the music scene here in Utah? Since we've been a part of it, all of us, for a while now. Like, what do you guys think about the music scene here? How can we improve or help it as a band and as this venue as well? Do you guys have any thoughts about that?
We'll all answer at the same time, right?
Everybody, yeah.
Just kidding.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. I mean, I think just support each other. It's support local art. It doesn't even have to be music. I feel like there's a lot of artists out and about that are really good, and it's still just hard to get support, and it's hard to make any money doing it. And so I just feel like coming to the shows, buying the merch, if you're playing in a band yourself, stick around for the other bands, meet people, actually listen to the other band's songs before you get there so you can kind of sing along if possible. I mean, I've played too many shows where a band will go on and then they'll walk out the door after their set,
really,
and it's just like, it's pretty douchey. And so I think just like stick around, meet each other's fans. I feel like, I mean, there's no better place than a show to cross-reference fans and like
Connect.
Yeah, really connect, get to know each other. And then like the financial thing is part of it. Like, I'm not trying to sound like that guy, like, come buy our merch, but it's like that is a part of any art, is making money doing it. So I think that's a big part of supporting other bands. And it's like, yes, we all have Spotify. You don't have to go out and buy their album, because you can listen to it on Spotify for free, and that's cool, but you can still support in other ways.
I really love about Travis that he really does like listen to all the other bands before their shows, which I think is great because most people don't do that. A lot of times I never used to do that, you know. But he'll go in, and so when the band plays their hit song, he'll like freaking know it, and he's in the front dancing to it. I love that.
That is true.
That's like support right there. You know?
Got to do it.
It also helps to follow like social medias and stuff like that as well too, so that way you can always stay up to date with what bands have going on, and you can participate in whatever it is, or if it's not a band either.
And not just follow, but actually listen if they release a new song.
Yeah.
Comment on it. Tell them what you think.
Interaction.
Spread the word about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just touching on what you said, you know, please support people. Like, I've personally been on tour with another group, and Utah's a tough one. Utah is one of those where it seems like there's not always quite as much support for local art and music, and I think that's something that would be so cool if we could, you know, get more people into it.
Yeah. Become that place where people actually care about music.
You're right. So
yeah, I feel like pre-quarantine time, maybe even a couple years ago, I feel like it was a lot bigger of a scene, more connected than it is now. I don't know why that is, but I'd like to get back to that point where everyone's going to local shows, and local shows get a lot more traffic. So once COVID finally, you know, stops freaking out, maybe we can do that. But you know, wrapping up here, guys, with this podcast and this YouTube series, I mean, that's really the idea, is to help out this local scene here. The best thing you guys can do for us here at the Boardwalk is to share us around and tell your friends about us. Obviously, we're super new. We're just starting up this series, so I'm not imagining we're going to get tons of views and listens on this yet. But with your guys' support and over time, I'm really hoping we can do that. So please go ahead and share this, like this. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. The links are all below. And please follow Alpine Loop as your first band to start supporting. All their socials are there below too, and their Spotify. Go ahead and listen to that, and soon they'll have their new album coming out. So look forward to that. Do you guys have any final words you'd like to say?
Nope. Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching. We'll
Thank
see
you.
you.
See ya.